shoot, I haven't been here in a hot minute. I think my last video was a speed paint for a class assignment. So if you can imagine, I'm not... We're in the thick of it. It's near the end of March for me, which means it is the final hour. BFA presentations are near the end of April. Spring show, this giant, like, essentially the time where I'm displaying my work, not just to, like, my professors or my classmates, it's to, like, the public. That's a little sooner than the end of the month, so I think I have 6 weeks. I have about 6 weeks right now, total. Does that make sense? No. However, I know that I have more time than that. I just don't remember any of the dates, which doesn't help my stress at all. At this point, I am 11 pages out of the 20, and anyone who's been really paying attention to my videos, you might have pointed out that I said 20 instead of the original 33. I ended up scrapping that. The last 13 pages are going to be post-grad, simply because there's no way that I can do 33. I could do 30 pages of a comic fully colored, fully rendered with traditional backgrounds in about 3.5 months, more or less, alongside, like, having, like, a normal amount of classes and a job, and it just wasn't gonna work. And if it did, it was gonna be work that I wasn't proud of. And so 20 is the max. That's where we're at. I'm a little over half, which is great. The last time that I was here and making videos, especially in, like, talking about, like, my BFA, it was more so on, like, the backgrounds and the traditional aspect of it. And so the time between my previous video and now has been essentially just me practicing and getting used to making comics digitally quickly. Something that I consistently struggle with across the board is time and syncing stuff into, like, corrections and, like, really minute adjustments that, like, no one can, like, measure or take note of. It's a whole thing. However, there is a difference between my constant fiddling and the fiddling that is, like, super necessary. You could see with these 2 pages that I've done, these were the first out of the set. This is, like, right when, this is using my first digital background. I'm a really big fan of it. But originally, I had cranked out these 2 pages side by side, and I was like, yes, thank God, I could do 2 pages a week instead of kind of, like, the 1 page a week that I was getting done, because it was just taking me so long. So I'd finish those 2 pages right in time for crit, and I remember not getting the response that I wanted to, and I was just so frustrated with those pages for so long, and they looked like shit. I felt like they looked like shit. I presented them, and it was kind of like, that was, like, sort of the reaction was they could be better, because my classmates are very nice to me, and they don't just tell me my shit looks like shit, which is great for me. But my whole thing was I was just really not in a place. I, like, didn't know what to do and where to start, and I got crit about it, and it was the whole thing. It was like, it's the values are wrong, have you checked them? And I felt like a giant weenie, because the entire time, the minute I stepped foot in art school, there's, like, this phrase that's been, like, tattooed on me, in my brain, in my heart, in my body, and it's what color gets the compliment, value does the work. And that makes it really does. And I felt a little ashamed and a little embarrassed, because it's like, I'm in my final year, and for some reason I had done, like, 4 pages and I didn't check the values on any of them, like, at any point periodically. It was really just, like, how I felt in the moment. And it makes such a huge difference with these pages, because beforehand, the sort of, like, connection between digital character and traditional background was, like, farther apart. They're so stylistically different, and so it's really the rendering that does so much of the work to keep those together. And if the rendering doesn't work, aka the values, then the whole thing looks like a mess. It looks super flat, which was something that I just kept like looking at with these pages, and that crit really sucked. And I think I took like another couple days to like do the revisions, but I think it was so worth it. Adding that sort of like little backlit shadow from the television behind Mel, the that little like, yeah, the rim light, and then pushing back the shadows, crazy heavy. I'm currently working on like trying to find like a printer, one that will be able to print quickly and also let me print a small, like a couple copies and not like 150 to 100 default, which unfortunately is like the sort of like, it's just rough out there. It's rough out there. But yeah, it's really coming together. Sorry I haven't been able to make long form videos since like my my whole being in essence has like gone into this one project, and it will remain in this one project until May. I do have some other stuff lined up. However, I think it will just continue to be these. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.